All right.
Hey, all right.
For realsies this
Awesome.
time.
This one's for real. So,
For real.
I did the thumbs up because Dayton joined, and as soon as I put my thumbs up, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then I started laughing so hard. Hey guys. Hey, thanks for everyone.
My timing
that
was
could join.
impeccable.
Right, Dayton? Thanks for everyone that could join us tonight. We got another great episode for us lined up here. I am Big Matthew, Matt Roberts. I'm playing Valen here, but I'm not going to steal the stage. Here as our DM, we got Mark. So take it away.
Cordially sharing the stage with me. I am, of course, your DM. I am DM Mark. We are running our Light as Xerixis heavily modified Spelljammer campaign. And we have spent some time with the party, and now we're getting into our Season 2. Where we're going to start getting into the real meat and potatoes of what's going on, starting to get some answers, ideally, and starting to understand, well, what the hubbub is about, and sort of getting into the hooks of the campaign. So to start, of course, introductions. With me, I have the ever wonderful playing our Astral Elf, Matt.
Thank you. My name is Matt Roberts. I'm playing Valen Yosai tonight. He is the table's Astral Elf, and I don't know if he's a help or a hindrance yet. He's got a lot of backstory that's putting a lot of stuff in the way. So I'm excited to get out there, explore it, and figure out what's going on up
Dude's
here
got
with
baggage.
him. He's got a lot of baggage. So I'm super excited to get out there and into Toro space and explore these characters with everyone. But I'm only one of the group here.
Yes. We also have, speaking of baggage, someone who carries their own and wishes they're not, Scarrock.
Greetings all, I am Alex. I am playing your very heavily reflavored bugbear, Ranger, Scarrock.
All right. And not a huge fan of flavor, at least when it comes to walnuts. We have Czar.
Now that checks. I'm Josh Robertson, and I'm playing your lovable bug pirate captain, General Czar.
And of course, the bug captain of my heart, but our rootin' tootin', straight shootin' Tin Man.
And Matt here, played by Dayton tonight. We're gonna have some fun. Let's get right into it.
And shout out to Dayton's awesome new haircut.
Yes, looking good. Looking good.
I just noticed that actually.
Before we
I get a haircut like twice a year.
Before we get started, real quick here, I want to give shout outs to everyone that's tuning in on the stream, whether it's YouTube or Twitch. If you found us through Instagram or on our Discord, thanks for tuning in. This is episode 2. We're super excited to bring it to you. So check us out on some of our socials. Leave us a comment. Leave us a friend request. Say hello, and I get back to all of them. I say hi to everyone. So that's all. Let's jump into it.
All right. Last time, previously on Echo of the Astral Sea, our party was set on their destination of the Rock of Brawl, a locale that acted as a crossroads in the Astral Sea, conveniently located within a decent distance of many known settlements and planets, not the least among them, Toro Space and the Great Belt, the party's eventual destination. Tin Man had sat down and had a brief conversation with the Dove in regards to names and their place in this whole mess. Dove eventually uncovering that her bullets aren't just normal ammunition. Each bullet has a fate, a specific individual they're meant for, and that she cannot fire herself. And specifically, that she has a casing with Scarrock's name on it. Tin Man managed to catch a glimpse to confirm that each other casing she has also contains a name. As their conversation wound down, Sierra reached throughout the ship with their mind to cheerfully call that it was mail time. Portals opened up for each individual, some appearing a tad different than others, and some carrying weighted messages. Czar informed everyone that he had reached out to some contacts he had, and returned with some scathing comments. Specifically from the 3 captains of his pirate alliance, and their disdain for his recent actions. And of course, one of the 2 individuals who ran the Crate and Tackle tugboat. Valen received a from what seemed to be a young individual who missed their father. In broken common, they pleaded that the recipient write back, though Tin Man picked up that it was written 3 years ago. Tin Man himself got a notice of recall, though not his first, that gave him the name to the new agent looking for him, and a statement that any who should aid or abet this rogue autognome will be persecuted to the fullest extent. Lastly, and most importantly, perhaps most importantly, Skerok was handed a letter and informed that it was sent on a desperate prayer, that he heed the words that said, Scar, find me in the shadow of the smiling moon. Remember the ibex, brother. After a short discussion where Velen revealed that he had... I'm not putting Velen and revealed next to each other in a sentence anymore. Where Velen revealed that he had received quite a few letters. Skerok dropped this and was left wondering if his brother was yet alive, despite having watched him die with his own eyes. Mert calls the party to their meeting room and outlines that they're drawing close to Brawl, and some wisdom should be shared before landfall. Firstly, they're not exactly welcome in Brawl, but Mert has someone on the inside, Am, a fey creature who will gladly give out their true name, feeling it keeps them honest during business dealings. Though the Fae are rarely so simple, perhaps evidenced by the fact that this is the same person who, alongside tickets to a play, sent a gelatinous cube carrying what was eventually a separated pair of Gauntlets of Rage, confirmed by Blip to be made at Borelgond. Secondly, they're seeking an individual named Topola, who should have some insight into the red sphere they procured on Hakatha. And lastly, the air envelope needs to be refreshed. It's getting pretty stinky. During their discussion, Tarto gets a communique from Serth that there's a life form ahead. The ship closes in slowly as the party goes to check it out. A moment of anxiety grips the crew as they realize it's a nautiloid, the ship of choice of the Illithid Scourge. Not moving as it was, it became evident that the ship was a derelict, and there were actual folk asking for help on board. An individual named Benotto, a malnourished and sallow farmer, explains that him and some other farmers caught a ride out here to bring the ship back to Brawl, hoping it would change their fortunes and put some money in their pocket. He explains that all of his allies are below decks, unable to walk for their hunger and weakness, and carefully leads the party down. Velen and Zar clock a headless mind flayer sitting in what was likely the Spelljammer helm, but choose to avoid it. Stepping down the stairs, Velen makes contact with a voice behind a blockaded door, which claims to be Jasper Graves, a sailor who was trapped here by Cylons, who ate the rest of his crew. Velen, taking no chances, gathered Benotto close and at knife point and remained silent, waiting. As Zar came down the stairs, Jasper reached out to him as well, explaining that they were being deceived, poking a hole in Benotto's story, who then stumbles over his explanation before deeming the farce to be no longer necessary. At the same time, Skerok, using his senses, determines that there are many aberrant beings on the ship. Letting drop his polymorph, the party immediately set in with a trio of quick attacks. The Surlon was dispatched. We pick up with the party, standing in the din of a dim ship, lit ambiently by the strobing spheres on the walls that dim and brighten as if in time to a breath. Skerok rooted to the upper deck, Tin Man and Zar suddenly forced into action, and Velen, with his dagger in hand, and the ichorous blood of the Surlon painting his clothes a nefarious red. What would you like to do from here?
I'm gonna drop the body. I'm gonna look at the
Perfect.
other ones, the other crew member, and give him like the eyes up on the door, and I'm gonna make my way towards the door. And do we have a map?
Oh yes, let me move you over there.
Yep.
Are you going? You're going to open that door that's
Yeah.
presently locked.
You can see that the
Okay,
door
that's
itself,
moving out.
like a usual nautiloid, is sort of a sphincter, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
That's a fun word.
It's accurate. It's lore accurate.
Yes, to keep it closed, you can see that there are several like hooked chunks of metal hooked on the outside of it, attached by rope to keep it from opening up.
Horrifying. Hate that.
Yeah, no, that was not a fun mental image.
I am going to put my hand on one of the chains and look back and say, "Flood the room on 3." And and then I'm going to count to 3.
Mark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hearing the initial commotion going on, would I have had time to get down there?
You would have been able to cross that distance you'd have gotten to the stairs because it all happened in one turn.
Okay.
So you can see Tin Man at the bottom of the stairs and the door from where you would be.
And the dead
Okay.
guy.
Yeah, you'd see at least part of a body.
Okay. Yeah. Seeing that, I will be prepared to act with Belen and everyone. Then, yeah.
And I'll count to 3. I'm going to unhook the chain on the sphincter, and hopefully it loosens up and we can enter through it.
As you unhook the chain, the door stays closed. And you can see where you unhook the metal, bits of coagulated blood sort of seep down the membranous texture of the door.
That's disgusting. Anybody else want to try to take a hand at this? As I'm holding like this chain. I'm gonna set it down on the ground. I'm coming in.
Before you come in, I have something to explain.
You better do it quick.
You feel the tickling of a voice on your brain once more. And Scarrock and Tin Man, from where you are, you feel this as well. I am not Jasper Graves. I was captured and kept by the Mind Flayers as a pet. I seek to assist you and to escape. I do not mean you any harm.
I'm sold.
Just a ship full of liars, huh?
Well, I'm
No.
coming.
Can I?
He just
Yeah.
potentially told us the truth.
Can I roll an insight on that?
You can
Oh.
absolutely roll an insight.
Yeah, that's right. We have dice to figure this stuff out, don't we? Forgot about that. I don't have to
That
just make
was,
faces.
A wonderful 11.
Oh no, guess not. Guess we don't have
On
dice.
your wonderful 11, you get a hint of honesty, though it seems layered in the connection that is attempting to make with you. Czar, being a little more familiar with your 7, being a little more familiar with psionics, you sort of like when you're staring at something, you unfocus your eyes. You do the same thing with your mind, and you realize that it's several voices speaking to you all at once.
Horrifying.
Scale of 1 to 10, how concerned does that make me? Or do you want me to roll for it?
It doesn't make you, well, to know that there is something of that sort on the other side of that door is itself concerning, but having multiple minds speaking to your head at the same time is not anything new to you.
No, I meant what's on the other side of the door speaking in multiple voices.
You're not entirely sure what it could be, but the fact that it is talking instead of attacking bodes
Is a
well.
good sign.
Oh, and it bodes well. Don't worry about it.
And the door was
Yeah.
locked from the outside.
All right, Mark. Sorry to take it with. We are basically off the tail end of a long rest from when we came to the ship, right?
Correct.
Okay. Apparently, I had not
4-month long
reset my
rest.
spell slots. I'm trying to figure out how many I have.
You only cast Goodberry and did your primal.
Yep. So 2. So 2 level 1s.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
If you would help me escape, I can promise not to harm anybody.
That's as good enough for me. Come on out here, buddy. And I'm gonna
Yeah!
put my hands through it and kind of like try opening it up. And I'm gonna stick my head
I'll
through.
let you get one side, I'll get the other.
I'm gonna stick my head through and just, what do I see?
So as you pry open the door,
Where's Johnny?
let me get it up here because I forget that when you put it into the outer thing, it doesn't let you share it. You open the door and you see what is referred to as a Nathalga.
Ooh.
Oh, and I'm
Oh,
gonna,
handsome fella, ain't he?
I'm gonna like get outside
Yeah,
of
that checks.
out of the sphincter and be like, oh God, it's worse than I thought. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
It's not that bad. I was just a little surprised there.
I understand. My appearance is concerning to most, as are most aberrations.
Well, welcome to the team. Come on out. Jeez.
You see as it moves on uneven and wobbly, spindly spider-like legs, a large, bulbous body balanced on top of it, and two of its front mandibles are weaving around what looks like a brain-shaped orb coated in some sort of webbing. This was the brain of Jasper Graves. I borrow his voice now, but I take not his memories.
Thanks.
How does that work?
They're brain eaters.
Space magic, got it.
Mhm.
God, the belt never changes.
I was fed many a brain by my keepers, but as you can see, and you can see he's visibly malnourished, paler than you would expect, and paler still, and much of the and chitinous membrane is pulled tight around its body. Its many eyes focus on the four of you. May I pass?
Yeah, you can. Just
Don't enter the other ship,
yeah. That's
or
exactly.
you will have
Just-
a difficult time.
You want to go eat that mind flare? Would that be good for you?
Last I saw, it was missing a head.
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
no.
what about this guy?
Oh.
As I point to the
Solo.
corpse on the floor.
If you'll excuse me. He reaches forward, grabs it, and retreats back into the room. The door closes behind him.
Oh
I wanted to watch.
Oh, that's
Please stop feeding the
disgusting.
brain eater.
Okay. We're done.
He was hungry.
I know, but we didn't need to see this. Okay. I mean, I don't even
Why
like.
he closed the door?
Okay.
Alan, do you make it a habit of making friendly with aberrations?
I don't.
do.
I don't make it a habit of making enemies of aberrations. That's for sure.
What?
Y'all are weird. Tin Man's gonna start moving forward.
Tin Man, I could not be in more of agreement.
All right. Shall we take a look downstairs?
Yeah. Hey, I guess we figured out what was behind door number 1.
Well,
So go ahead and move yourselves towards the next staircase in whatever order you're going to be in.
I'll take lead again.
I will give that decision to Tin Man as he stated he was moving first.
Oh yeah. Good point.
If Valen goes to pass, I'll allow it.
He just
But I
steps
do
over
got my
you.
gun. Got my gun at the ready here.
And
I'll follow in whatever order.
I'll give him
blend
like a
into the
little
line.
salute as I kind of like not sneak past him, but like move past him and take lead. And then I'm gonna kind of pull out my laser pistol as I make my way down the stairs.
That'll be this way.
Ah,
So you pass a few doors on your way through, all also sealed shut. And as you reach this last room, as soon as the membranous door opens, a heady scent of blood and viscera, like voided bowels and open stomachs, wafts up the stairs in the
oh,
cargo bay.
That's not pleasant.
I don't want to take lead. Czar, you got point, and then I'm gonna like kind of nudge him forward a little bit,
All right.
and then kind of like look over his shoulder.
All right. So question: do I see Tin Man actually react to the smell?
It's a very, very casual, like, oh, I don't like that.
More of a
Okay.
physical discomfort.
Not even actually,
Okay.
quite literally the opposite. He doesn't seem to physically react at all. It's just, something in the air I don't like.
Got it. Okay.
Nah, I didn't like that.
Mhm.
He has an olfactory sense, but he doesn't smell the way everyone else does, you know.
He smells like dogs do. It's all information.
No. That's kind of what because I was going to make the comment that it's like Tin Man, you can smell this.
Good taste.
Oh.
And then I will kind of follow Czar down into the stank room.
Yay. Stank room, my favorite.
Stank room.
The stank room.
As you take your steps down the stairs, you can see that the stairs themselves are coated in dried viscera and blood. As you come down to the bottom, Zara, you of course see this first. The entire cargo hold is littered with bodies. Pieces of bodies in some cases, and not all of them humanoid. You could see a single Sirlon who has seemed to have met its demise and is missing pretty much an entire half of its body. The more humanoid, you see a mix of humans, halflings, and an orc. And you can actually see that some of them may have died from, having their cranium extracted, but most of them seem to have died from absolutely brutal goring and gouging from some sort of serrated claw. Yes, I would like each of you to make a Constitution save as you go down.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
With the exception of Tin Man. Scarrock, you're taking yours at disadvantage.
No.
I was gonna say this is a bit extreme for Valen to keep
Good.
himself
Oh, it's
together.
a 7.
No, that first in mind makes me feel a little better.
Here comes the upchuck.
Yeah, that's it.
Each of you hear Scarrock dry heaving from another room. And you get up and start running really quick because you know that he's about to throw up on the carpet.
Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, I'm
Outside,
definitely
outside.
I'm definitely like holding my nose and looking around, right? As I'm peeking around, trying not to throw up everywhere.
Zara, as you're the first two down. Scarrock, you definitely feel that urge in your chest that something's trying to come back up. You manage to fight it down because the smell of decayed blood and guts isn't new to you, but it's been a while and it's still
not
just
pleasant.
as hard.
right.
Zar and Valen, you each have that moment of, whoa, that is a lot. But you managed to hold your stomachs.
All right.
Wait.
Mark, can
Yes.
I reach into the bag of colding and pull out like mint sprigs and just start chewing on mint?
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, absolutely.
Yo, that's
gonna-
neat.
I'm gonna wrap cloth around my antenna. That's what I use to smell. I just had to look it up.
He's got his hair up like a 60s housewife with the beehive.
There you go. There you go.
I'm just.
All right.
It looks like an actual beehive.
Yeah. So as you make your way down here, you can see that the floor is absolutely littered with bodies. You can see that in like some of the cargo here, most of it's been damaged, broken open, just in a jostle as it just sort of litters the ground. You can see visibly several tracks of odd footprints that tracked through the blood that move back down this hallway where you see another Sirlon body.
By this time, are we down the stairs?
All four of you are down there, yes.
Oh,
I'll move some of the corpses so that way you can.
yeah, let's see. As we maneuver ourselves around the corpses.
I'm giving them like a quick kick, like just to make sure they're dead.
Make sure they're dead.
As I'm stepping over them, like that, hitting their hand, making sure their eyes aren't moving.
Yeah.
Step on their
So-
hand just to make sure.
Yeah, like being kind of aggressive by the time I get to the last one, like really making sure.
Some dark space level stuff. Dead space.
Just
Yeah.
Dead
Yes, Tin
face.
Man.
Yeah, man, it's just kind of looking around with it. Got the gun at the ready, kind of looking, surveying. He's like, so just what happened here? Is this a case of the Saurons be feeding them people up to the Brain Eater, and the Brain Eater just got sick of it, turned on its
Mark.
masters, and the last one pushed it into a hole? I'll be honest, I can't make heads or tails of it.
Well, some of these corpses do have their brains intact.
So, Mark, you had mentioned like claw marks and stuff like that, correct?
You see bloody footprints. Oh yes, in many of the corpses, you see those that have not had their brain extracted. Seem to have been killed by some sort of goring.
Okay. Can I roll a survival check and see is it weapon based? Does it look like it was talon? Like what kind of puncture wounds and what made it?
yeah.
Absolutely. So you're going to kneel down to look at the corpses to figure this out.
Yeah.
All right, go for
At
it.
the same time, you said there's also tracks, correct?
Yes, leading out the far hallway opposite of the stairway.
Brain
Okay,
Extraction
so-
is the name of my new death metal band.
Essentially, right there. That's where the tracks are going towards.
Correct.
All right, I'm gonna roll a survival check and see if I can't discern what are we tracking. Is it beast or
So just to
weird squiggly
confirm,
thing?
are you determining how these creatures were killed, or are you just determining what the tracks might be from? Because it's
Oh,
two
you know what?
different
I'll go with I'll go with the what killed them. Like,
things. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll that. So with a 16, the angles and the general just the way that they're torn apart, it implies something bestial. Something that doesn't think too much when it seeks to rip and tear. Perhaps considering how ferocious and violent many of these killings seem to be, it may even be a cornered animal,
okay.
considering they're left outside.
Yes, the Doomslayer.
Tin Man, you said you were looking around.
Yeah, he's trying to make heads or tails of what the heck happened here.
Would you like to make an investigation check for me, please?
Gladly.
Zarvalen, are you doing anything specific?
I want to observe the footprints.
Okay.
See if I can get a lead on what they might have been from.
I'm increasing. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Valen.
I'm going to increasingly level up my test to see if they're still alive to the end where I'm like full on stomping on one of these bodies.
Drake, you there?
Tin Man, with a 7, you can see that there seems to the levels of decay in these bodies is different. The state they're in makes it difficult to tell though, where what might have died first, what might have come later, what have you. That said, Zar, as you're looking around, looking at these footsteps, you can see that they do seem to have a 4-clawed and a padded sort of print. So whatever this is, it is probably. That said, as you hear Valen going more and more Isaac Clarke on these corpses, you Scarrock and Tin Man all notice this right before Valen does. You can see that out of one of the corpses, a large, like off green, like acidic maggot writhes out of one chunk of skin and starts climbing up the back of Valen's legs, and several start to follow with it.
Ah!
You just
Dude.
had to kick the corpse pinatas.
Don't put it like that.
I'd like you each to roll initiative, please.
Oh, baby, let's
no.
go.
As a swarm of psionic maggots pull
Ah.
themselves out of these bodies.
Dang.
Oh, yeah, that.
Ooh, beautiful initiatives are beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
Nice.
The +6 definitely helps.
That's a 4. So apparently, I'm bringing my initiative skills to this campaign too.
Yeah, you brought Scarrock or Nishak over.
Nice.
I did.
Well, at that point, you can't even blame the character anymore. I'm sorry, but I think you're doomed.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
bad initiative rolls.
It's all right.
Damn.
It's okay.
Pour one out for Alex's initiative rolls.
You know, nerves, performance issues, they all lead to these type of things.
You know, some guys just don't have it.
But I roll a
It's all right.
12.
Here it happens every once in a while. Not me, of course.
Not me, of course.
Oh my gosh.
All
Okay.
right. So, having noticed them first, Scarrock, you have the opportunity to leap into action. What would you like to do?
What?
You see several of them climbing up the back of Valen's trousers.
Um,
On the outside, this is family friendly.
Get him off! Hurry!
Zar should be going first. You forgot him. He's got a 19.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Zar.
I didn't make that list at all.
Yeah, I accidentally deleted you because I realized I hadn't.
Oh, I see. I'm hated here. Okay.
Yeah.
Get,
Gotta get rid of him.
get him off me!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Josh. This is how I had to tell you.
It's all right. It's all right.
No,
I
it's funny, we were
Gotta
just
nerf
talking
him
about
somehow.
how I have performance issues, and then you're like, you know what? I thought Mark was giving me a pity surprise round. I'm like, damn, dude, that's cold.
All right, Zar, you see the.
performance issues if I'm not allowed to perform.
Zar, please get your kin off me as quickly as possible.
First of all, that's not my kid, okay? And you keep my Aunt Susan out of this. I
As they're
will definitely take a stab at the one on Valen's leg.
Ah!
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that your auntie? Or was that one your uncle?
Ooh,
Dirty
and a
20.
20 will strike true.
Get him
Give me a
off.
good damage roll.
Let's go.
Oh,
Ooh.
Dang. All
Tat.
right.
Nope, I can't use that.
Do you have your sneak attack?
No. Oh, because there's
you
an
don't
enemy
have it.
behind me too.
Yeah.
Yep. You can't duel when you're in a swarm.
So with a 10, you go to strike at the maggots that are crawling up Valen. You manage to spear a couple of them, but they continue to try to swarm him as more seem to continue pouring out of these corpses.
Ah!
Scarrock, are you doing anything else on your turn, Zar?
Yes. As a bonus action, I'm gonna hit Valen with a Shield of Faith.
Oh,
Very
thanks,
nice.
and what does that do?
It ups his AC by 2.
man. Thank you.
Hey, throw it there.
Which, flavored for my paladin, would feel and look like a gentle breeze going around him instead of a radiating light. Like a wind shield.
It's kind of like blowing them off so they can't climb up as quickly.
Your hair also looks fantastic. Dreads just going in the wind.
Flowing around.
Absolutely.
Ah, get them off me!
I'm terrified, but feel the need to break into song.
Ooh, baby.
Don't.
No. All right, Scarrock, your turn, my friend.
Is it Scarrock or is it Valen?
It's Belen. Dude, I
What?
am like dead last.
Yeah, you
Oh.
got 4.
Oh,
I have a
I'm looking at your
4.
old one. I'm looking at your old one, which was a
Okay.
13.
Uh,
Valen, your turn. I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm gonna reach my laser pistol behind me and just start firing, trying to hit these little bastards, or these little guys.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your attacks, your ranged attacks, though you don't have close range, so you will be rolling at disadvantage.
That's unfortunate. Oh, because that's a natural
Real
20.
unfortunate.
Oh, dude.
Quite unfortunate.
It's really
Is that
Still a
Is
19.
that a face
19.
hugger?
Here we go. Here we go. Right there. Right there.
Still
Yeah,
a
there we go.
19 though. I'll
Yeah, we're
take
good.
that.
We're good.
Ugh.
It's cool. Don't worry.
Nice.
And I'm a
We're good.
hope. I'm a hope. Yes.
Gonna put him right there.
I'm hoping a 19 hits these guys. Otherwise, we're in
Yes.
trouble. Okay.
A 19 will strike true. As the ones that are climbing up you, you just turn, you reach back. You have an instinct. Pull your trigger. Roll your damage, please.
Yep.
And this is radiant damage, correct?
Yep. That's 9 radiant damage.
Perfect. You watch as many of them sizzle away in the brilliant radiant damage that your laser pistol barks, and the room itself even illuminates for a moment, and you see that you are surrounded by these creatures. I would like each of you to make one more Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Yep.
And men included.
Everyone, yes.
Ah,
Let's go. Hit it with that 19.
Talking to advantage because I'm chewing the mint.
Yes. So, with the Valen, you're the only one. You feel as their pincers start to bite into your skin,
ah.
and you can feel as you start to slow down lethargically, and you not permanently, you will be losing. Remember what it is now.
The words permanent in D&D is terrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're going to
no,
be losing
like-
1 Constitution point
All right.
until you can get a long rest.
All right.
Ooh.
That stinks. Tired. All right.
You're fine. We'll
And
walk it
that's
off.
Doing
that.
anything else with your turn?
Nope. That's the end of my turn.
All right, now to scare. Tin Man. Tin Man, what are you doing, my guy? You're still up on the
realizing it-
stairs, so you have a vantage point.
Yeah, realizing these things are literally coming out of the woodworks, just take my gun over, take one shot off to the set to my left here.
All right.
So we're gonna go ahead.
Dang.
22 will hit.
Beautiful. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
13.
That's a 13 as is. And I am going to go ahead and use my Kensei shot.
Ooh.
For additional damage.
Yep, max out 4 damage.
Nice.
Very nice.
And that is my turn for now.
For now. All right, you see as your shots fire into this mass of swarming maggots, and you seem to dim them down quite a ways, as their numbers are much thinner as they begin to surge forward. But before that, Scarrock, finally.
Let's go.
Oh wait.
The moment
get to
we've all
go?
been waiting for.
Zar, you're coming up next. very soon.
Patiently waiting.
Yeah. So seeing the worm army come out, I'm going to pull out the glaive and just kind of like pull the vines, and the blade folds out and turns into a wicked sickle. And
Let's go.
how about a 25?
Whoa,
25 will do it.
All right, so that is
Beautiful.
going to be 9 slashing damage, but also because they have not taken a turn yet, and I am a bugbear, they will take 2d6 extra damage.
Ooh,
right.
a surprise attack. Never
That is
see it
another 9
coming.
damage,
All right.
and then I think, give me 1 second. Where is my primal guardian?
Just keep coming and just keep coming.
Stop coming, and they don't stop coming. Good.
So yeah, once during each of your turns, you can deal an additional 1d6 piercing damage. So I'm going to deal another d6 damage.
Let's go.
Where does that come from?
Primeval Guardians,
And you max
level
it
3
out
ability.
too. Let's go.
to 6. It's an unearthed arcana.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because Primeval Guardian it's Unearthed Arcana itself, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's really cool. That said, Scarrock, it is dead.
Let's go.
How would you like to do that?
Oh yeah, seeing Valen just popping off shots and these worms coming up. He just takes the scythe and just basically sickles down the pack in front of him.
Damn.
And slicing them all in twain in a single stroke, the swarm of worms in front of you falls to pieces. The rest, or is there anything else you're doing on your turn?
Nope, that's it.
The rest surge forward.
Yeah.
Tin Man, Czar, and Valen. I need each of you, well, not just yet. Make the rolls first. All right.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Tin Man, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
7.
Ooh.
You feel the metal of your body become frail, and you hear odd squeaks and screeches when you move in different ways. You lose a single Constitution point.
Oh.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Say the rest will continue attempting to swarm. So, Valen, you are being swarmed, and Czar, you are being swarmed. But Czar, it is your turn, and Valen, you're coming up next.
Got it.
All right, I guess I'll just take a nice little swipe. That's all I really got. Let's go with a 22.
22 will do the trick.
Beautiful. Hit him with a nice
Let's
11.
go.
Let's go. That's sneak attack damage. My
Right.
word.
All right.
That's not-
And are you,
That's not sneak attack damage.
he's just saying that if every time you've rolled it, you've nearly maxed it out.
Oh.
It's terrifying.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, it's.
Oh, I see
just
it
look at-
over there. Oh.
All
It
right.
doesn't pop up on my D&D Beyond, just on the Roll20. I haven't been looking at that.
Right. Makes you realize what could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Czar,
Yeah,
you
for real.
as the worms close in on you, are you making any moves aside from your attack?
Yes, I would like to take a step in the direction that they are not in.
So you're
I would
stepping
rather
away?
Away from the swarm.
All right. So you move back there.
Yes.
They will get an attack of opportunity,
A-okay with that.
but with a 4, they definitely miss.
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty close.
I've got an AC of 5.
Good lord.
And
Turbo
Valen,
min maxing.
you see Czar fall back next to you, seeming to shore up ranks. What are you doing?
Yeah. Seeing all the bugs, I'm gonna reach behind. I'm gonna pull out my Eldritch Cannon and kind of throw it down in front of us to provide another, point of attack / obstacle they've got to swarm. And then I'm gonna take aim at the bug pile to my left, fire my laser pistol right in its direction, hoping for the best. Golly, it was so close, baby.
It wasn't even close.
Firing between two allies gets you a little nervous, so your shot does go wide.
And then,
And
oh, sorry.
you were going to throw out your...
Yeah, Eldritch Cannon in this open space here. And then it's going to make a flame attack, which they have to make a DC dex save 15.
Seems I did not move your Eldritch Cannon over. My bad. So we're just going to use this super inconspicuous Mind Flayer right here.
That's easy.
Pretty
What
cool
was-
looking
Easy.
cannon.
Right? What spot were you putting it in?
Right there, and he's going to hit the one right in front of him.
Okay, so this one here.
Yep.
And they got to make a dex save, you said?
Yep, of 15. Right.
How does 15 hit?
Oh, they-
sorry. No, they fail.
Yeah. Let's see. So then they take 7 damage.
Fire damage?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, you can tell they do not like that.
I didn't think so.
You hear little pops and
Yes.
screeches as the creatures burst.
Yes, Philette, burn him with fire, please.
And is there anything else you're doing on your turn?
No, I'll just, you can see in like my eyes as I watch the fire, and I'm like, yes, and I can feel the energy. Like, all right, and that's the end of my turn.
All right, Tin Man, it's your turn. Scarrock, you're up next.
Gladly. Point it down and release. 17.
17 hits.
Beautiful. Roll for damage.
Hmm.
6. How's that looking?
Right. 6. You strike it true, and you see that there's only a few lone bugs left in this swarm, but they are still tenaciously hounding you.
Well then, I'm going to go ahead and make use of that one level 5 ability that I forgot I had. Extra attack. And I'm going to shoot again
Oh yeah.
Do it.
for a 21.
Yes.
That'll hit.
Yeah,
Yes.
For 11 damage.
Let's go.
thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, I'm not going to coddle you. You got to watch your character sheets.
Yep.
That does the trick, Tin Man. You pull your trigger on the last two, and they burst dead. Are you making any movements or doing anything else on your turn?
No, but I am focusing my gun over to the next set.
Gotcha. Scarrock, as we come over to your turn, I believe your passive perception is something like an 18?
15.
15, that'll do it anyway. You hear an uneven thudding coming down from down the hallway, and it sounds like it's getting closer slowly.
You said coming down the hallway here, like.
Yes, correct. From where you saw the footprints going.
Okay. I am going to.
Do it.
Can I just like take a quick look down the hallway, and do I see something coming?
You do. The moment you sprint or you turn around the hallway, you look and come face to face with some sort of bestial creature that comes to a point on its face alongside its horns. But you see that dispersing the white fur in certain sections are bulging muscles that take on a golden hue. Its jaw hangs limp with blood dripping from its maw, coloring the fur on its body. But also, you can see a golden tendril sort of growing out of its mouth and up around and back into its eye. This is a Quaggoth.
Oh.
You're face to face with greatness, and it's strange.
What is that?
It's a Quaggoth. Didn't you hear? Yeah, okay. Seeing this, it looks clearly hostile, correct?
It actually seems to be wandering. You can see that its nose is up in the air trying to sniff something out, but by its uneven gait and the fact that it's moving slowly, it almost seems unaware of what's going on. Its mouth hangs open and continues to drool out a red mucousy drool, but it's slack.
Darok, I'm gonna need you to do something about your cousin there.
I just kind of like call for silence, like. Don't think he knows.
Can we all see him do the silent thing?
Valen, you're a little indisposed, what with still having maggots crawling up with you, but the other two probably would.
And I am going to.
Did he hear me scream when I first saw him?
Scarrock, when Valen first screamed, you did not actually see a reaction from the Quaggoth.
Okay. That being said, there's still the maggots here crawling up Valen, correct?
And there's the one on the far side that are closing in on the
Flamethrower.
Valen machine.
I'm going to attack the ones that are hitting Valen. Does a 20 hit?
It certainly does.
All right.
The
so
Valen
that's
machine, conveniently
gonna
shaped
be,
like a mind flare.
4 slashing damage, and I will strike it again. Ooh, all right, we'll try to, and that's a 12.
So a 12 does fall short. Oh, I
All right.
apologize. Double check the stat block. It hits.
Oh.
Oh, sick.
I always forget that it's meet or succeed.
How about a 13, and then I will use my 1d6 on that 14 damage.
You shear them off of Valen's back in a single swoop, and they all fall to the ground in pieces similar to your previous victims.
I like to think of after the slice goes through and the lone remaining few that are calling up Valen, these vines shoot up from the ground and just kind of spike them through before they can get purchased into Valen.
Absolutely. Valen, you're a little concerned at how close those vines were to spearing you, but you're learning to trust Skarok, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
A little bit, and I'm feeling them all over. So.
You are now free of the swarm.
Get him up.
The last set scutters through your machine, Valen, and strikes out at Czar.
Rude.
Does an 18 hit?
18 does in fact hit.
Super rude.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I don't love that. I did
I
in
don't
fact
love that.
not do that.
All right. So as they begin to try and swarm you, they launch themselves at you in a last-ditch effort with the few that remain, and they latch onto you, trying to draw out your vigor as much as they can. They do 14 piercing damage to you first, and you will lose 1 strength point.
14. That does in fact hurt.
Ooh.
Okay, and down a strength point. That is unfortunate, but...
That said, it is now your turn.
Alright. Well, they're catching a swipe. I lied. They're most definitely not doing that.
Bad rolls.
That was
bad
horrible.
rolls.
Yeah, with an 8, that doesn't quite manage. That said, they do seem warded away, what with how low they are and how close they are to death. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
No. But I will keep an eye on that big guy.
Aye, aye. Valen,
I'm opening fire with that flamethrower immediately. They gotta make a dex save of 15 or they're getting sent to the crisper.
natural 20.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, that didn't work.
They still take half damage, correct?
Yes.
Your overconfidence was your downfall.
Okay, so they will be taking 4 damage.
4 damage is all they had left.
Oh,
Fire
baby!
damage.
Yes. As
Never
they-
mind, your overconfidence was well placed.
As they scorch and screech and are rendered into an ashen pile on the ground, the Kagoth moves forward. It seems to be tossing its head from side to side, inhaling deeply, before it turns and looks at you, Skarok. You can see that its vicious eyes are now glazed over in a golden metallic color. And it seems to turn and focus on your bag of colding. then strikes out suddenly. Help if I actually had. All right. So does a 15 hit?
Ooh.
All right, and it's going to strike out a second time. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say a 13 does not hit.
It does not. Wait, hang on a second.
Oh, you have +2
yeah.
AC. No, Valen does because of Guardian
Valen
Faith.
does.
Shield of Faith. Never mind.
But reaction, dragon, gift of the metal dragon.
As it strikes out at the the strap keeping your bag of colding on, the golden wings of the dragon envelop you again. And you actually, the rest of you notice this as Scarrock is cocooned in these wings. The gold vine that's growing out of its mouth and into its eye, and then of course the gold that's shining over its eyes, seems to dissipate for a moment. And the creature actually goes limp and falls to the ground, prone. We're back around to Tin Man. What are you going to do?
Coup de grace.
I think that might be a good time to take a break.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I lost track of time. Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, let's go ahead and take our 5-minute break.
We'll be back here shortly,
Back
guys.
in 5.
Oh my gosh. Thanks guys so much for tuning in and watching. It's been a great episode so far. I want to take some time to thank you guys all for tuning in here, showing up, showing us some love. We got a few minutes here before we get back into the show, but I want to take some time to really say thank you and for all the love and support. Check us out on our socials. Check us out. Get caught up on our past episodes now on our YouTube. Well, not right now, obviously. You go check them out after this episode and get all caught up. Share it with your friends. And, just enjoy it because we are. So, yeah, we'll see you in a few minutes. Can't wait. Both ears
All
this
right.
time.
All right, welcome back from our 5-minute break. So we left off with the party, or with Scarrock specifically, just being attacked, seemingly singled out, as he often is, by this Quaggoth, seemingly attacking for his bag of colding, having picked up a scent, though as he defended himself, the Quaggoth seemed to be devoid of whatever was charming it and left in a heap on the ground. And it was Tin Man up to bat.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Tin Man ain't gonna give this thing a second opportunity to right itself. Don't know what's going on here, but sometimes a wounded dog just needs to be put down. From his vantage point on the stairs, seeing the bugs taken care of for the most part, he's gonna go ahead, take aim, and release.
It is worth noting that because this creature is prone, you will get disadvantage for making a ranged attack.
Ooh.
Well, let me go ahead and make that check again then, shall I?
Something I'm abundantly well aware of doing as a barbarian.
Well,
All right.
that's not great.
Missed that. That's all right. Extra attack. Go for again.
With an 11, woohoo, a double 24. Now you're just showing us all up.
Let's go.
That'll absolutely strike. Roll your damage, my guy.
Come on.
Dang!
Let's go.
And then I'm going to go
Nice.
ahead and throw on Kensei Shot for my bonus action.
Oh,
As you do.
Oh,
So as it falls prone, Dayton, would you want to put any stank on this? It's not dead, but that was a really good shot.
Like I said, it attacked. It attacked Scarrock, and whatever Scarrock did, I don't quite understand them wings. I saw him do them once, but it seemed to throw that thing to the ground once, and as far as I'm concerned, that was my sign to shoot. Don't see no more bugs around me. Valen, you looking good? All right, buddy. Okay, good night, old yeller.
All right, and you make your shots. One of them misses, but the last one lands. Scarrock, it is your turn.
This thing, is it still lying prone? Is it?
It is currently oh, Tin Man, were you moving?
No, I'm staying right where I am.
Okay. Yes, it is prone. It has not gotten up just yet.
And is it moving at all? Like,
It seems to be making a lethargic attempt to get back onto all fours.
okay. Yeah, I will just stab it. Try to do the clean. Oh, right here. Go. I
You
believe
will be
I get
advantage,
advantage
yep.
because it is prone.
Got it. So a 16 will hit.
All right. That'll be 8 slashing damage, and then I will extra attack and do it again. 21 for another 6 slashing damage, and then I will pump 6 piercing thorns.
Damn.
All right. You lay into this body, and you can see, not this body, this creature, and you can see, it's not a body yet. You can see as the veins in its body start to pulse that gold energy again, and it seems to re-inflate almost as it pulls itself full bearing, and it turns and strikes at you again, this time attempting to grapple you. So it's going to make one attack at normal, next one to grapple. So will a 15 hit you?
No. Oh, a 15?
Right.
Yes, 15 hits.
All right, so it will swing at you wide, but it seems to be trying to feint you into where it can tackle you and pin you to the ground. It leaps forward and pushes you back and pins you to the ground. It is now putting its entire bearing and its weight on top of you. And it is now Czar's turn. Czar, what would you like to do?
Am I still being swarmed by those bugs?
No, the bugs are gone.
Ooh, the bugs are gone. Then in that case, I would like to meander on over here. Not under the corpse, but yes. And I'm gonna take a little pokey poke at this thing with a rapier.
Chucks the
All right, go ahead and
corpse
make your
over
attack.
his shoulder.
Give me a dirty 20.
Yes.
30-20 will strike true.
Love it. He's gonna go for 11 plus that 10 sneak attack damage since there's no other enemies nearby.
It is
And-
officially a duel.
Yup. How would you like to do this?
Ooh.
Oh. Is it trying to like bite at Skarok?
It is on top of Skarok trying to gore him.
Okay. It's getting stabbed through the head. And it's
Okay.
my rapier is gonna come out the other eye that doesn't have the tendril.
Ooh.
All right. Skarok, from your vantage point, this is particularly harrowing as you're sitting there yelling and trying to get someone to get this thing off of you. I imagine you got your legs up under it trying to keep it off of you. You see as the needle point of Czar's rapier pierces the eye that does not have the vine grown into, and blood just starts to seep and pour out of this creature down onto you. You see as it seems to regurgitate this gold liquid that just sort of makes a large bubble and then just pops as it drops on you.
Ah.
Oh, I got it in my
then-
mouth. Out of my
It then
mouth.
it falls limp on top of you.
I think we're into the PG-13 rating at this point.
With
It was
that,
gold.
with that kill shot, for sure.
Like, Czar, thank you. It's in my mouth.
Sorry,
And
Skarok.
then-
I really didn't know that was gonna happen.
And is
That
there
was-
any?
That was really gross.
Is there anything other dangers in the room?
Not that you can tell.
All right, I'm gonna run over and then get off him, and like hurry up and like push it off Skarok. All like we're nervous about it.
The creature falls to the side, landing in what were once the corpses of bugs. Skarok is fine.
It was a close one there, buddy.
Ooh.
Dude, I'm fine. Oh, this is nasty. This is gross.
And I'm gonna give him a hand to try to pull him back up.
And now I'll just grab the forearm and
Right.
stand up.
As you all manage to get back to your feet, some of you more worse off than others. But
Scrog's
there
covered in gold.
there seem to be no more threats in direct vicinity. What would you like to do?
I would like to check out that end room over here.
All right.
Tin Man's gonna hand Skarrock a handkerchief.
You're gonna need a shower, big guy, to get that out of that fur.
I just look down and there's like gold, like it looks like my stomach, which is normally what like white, is now gold. I'm like,
it's not.
It's like a dog who rolled in like fresh cut grass.
It's not a downgrade. I can tell you that much.
I 100% do the shake and it just sprays everywhere.
Oh, come on the house.
Darn it. All right. You know, at first I felt bad that you got attacked, but now I'm regretting feeling that way. As I'm like wiping gold out of my face. And I'm going to kind of look down the hall with Czar and step over the dead bodies. Give him a good kick. Make sure there's any bugs in there.
Don't do that again.
As
Well-
it turns out, no.
Roll for
You
initiative.
move down to the far end, and you can see that the door is left open, and there seems to be a faint glow from inside, from what is left of a brine pool.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And
Um,
what the heck is a brine pool? Can I make some type of investigation, or would I know?
you certainly can make an investigation, but I get the feeling Tin Man would know.
Tin Man?
No, Tin Man wouldn't
Keep
know.
your distance. Keep your distance.
All right.
Yeah, don't.
I'm going to get
Don't
really
go anywhere
close.
near that.
Well, each of you are familiar enough with mind flayers to know that a brine pool is where they breed and hatch and keep.
Sailors.
Yes,
Oh.
their mind flayer. I forget what they're called now.
Oh, yeah.
Tadpoles.
Tadpoles.
Yeah, we don't need to get near that. Is there any way we can kill it with fire?
Well, from what you can see, it seems to have been already destroyed.
Easy.
You can see build impotently over the ground with half-formed illithid worms that are now small mounds of decaying flesh.
I'm going to go step on them.
More worms come out. No, I'm just kidding.
Fire, man, fire. Use the fire thing. The fire thing, yeah, use that.
It's like a quick kick, like the whoosh. Like not anything investigative, but like they're dead.
Yeah, you now have Tadpole Iker, dead Tadpole Iker stuck on your boots.
No.
But aside from that, nothing seems to move, and the room itself seems inert.
And can I tell if there's any more floors on this ship, or would this be it?
I think this is it.
Judging by your innate knowledge of ships in general and what you saw from the outside, this does seem to be the bottom floor.
All right, guys. I believe this ship is clear of any dangers. We need to get this thing up and running and taken back with us for salvage.
Yep.
I like that plan. Once we
I
have a
will.
little room made upstairs, moved along.
Oh yeah,
Well, I'm
said
gonna
it
go
was,
check the Spelljammer and see if we can't get this ship to function and fly it into port.
we got to talk to that thing upstairs too. Like that walking nightmare can't really be part of the equation either. As we
Did
pull
that
up
thing
to
have a name?
walking nightmare?
It is a Nathalga, but
Nathan.
it was using the name Jasper Graves at the moment.
All right,
Jasper.
I'm gonna refer to him as Graves.
all right, Graves. We got
Two
it.
different
That sounds like a grave mistake.
two different hemispheres of the brain there.
We got it. We got to drop
Wow.
Grave off somewhere. We can't pull up to Rockabral, and we're not leaving the ship. So we got to do a little detour. Drop his butt off somewhere.
All right.
Preferably not a populated town.
Hey, he seemed to sound like intelligent. I mean, he eats brains, was using the brains and stuff. Can we just kind of like jettison him off the ship and say, hey, Graves, my friend.
Just put him in a life. boat and be
I have
like,
a better idea.
"Hey,
Yeah,
we'll come
really.
back."
I have a better idea.
He's gonna send the SOS, and we'll have to
Mark's
come back.
gonna love it. We recruit him.
Brain-eaters got a weird way about them. I mean, they eat brains. That ain't no joke. You saw them bumps on his back.
We
But
killed
they
him.
got this weird thing where once they don't have their fill, they're done. They go home. I don't know where that home is, but they actually ain't much for sticking around once they're good and full. Just letting you know. I figured that fact that he's got himself a full Tommy is about the only reason why he's half willing to communicate with us anyways.
Well, how about this?
That's
There's still some
disgusting.
brains in this old pile down here.
Bringing him.
Do you want the one
Maybe-
with or without maggot?
Wait, bringing him further down into the ship doesn't help us get him out of the ship. You can't go anywhere.
Didn't he say he was more than happy to go his own way?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Let's see what his plan was, because I agree we're not taking that
Mm-mm.
Maybe he's
no.
preparation.
maybe he
to the Rock
can
of Brawl.
read the room and just like say bye, you know? Maybe.
Hopeful thinking.
Yeah, I just
All right, let's get back upstairs. I ain't sticking around here anymore.
Yeah. And I'll follow Tin Man. There wasn't any like treasure chest or storage units in the bottom half, was there?
Not that you saw anything that would have been once been storage, which was either damaged or empty.
All right, I figured as much.
Scarrock, you had a piece to say?
no. I was going to say I'm as we leaving. It's like I gotta get it off.
Scarrock, you sense something grip you in every part of you that this liquid has touched. And you blink once, and you're standing on top of this ship. And in the distance, you can see, as if zoomed in perfectly, Verdanth. You can see that its aegis trees are still standing tall, coating much of the land masses. But you notice a fifth. And behind that fifth, you see a great shining light. Shining light that seems to unfold into two massive, and I mean absolutely dwarfing everything you see, taking up the entirety of your vision, these two massive golden wings. Come home, my son. Not to Verdanth, but to me. Do not listen to the smiling moon.
Scott, you all right?
And he's just like Skark is just not there at the moment, right?
That's deep.
Yes, and
Are we confident that that gold stuff ain't gonna do nothing to him?
It's
Sam familiar with the substance.
Scarrock, you are currently under the effect of the heroic spell. I will get that for you,
to be honest,
but
this
you
is
do come back to yourself.
kind of par for the course for Dry.
I mean,
Harold.
to be fair, yeah, every big fight we've been in
Yeah.
at some point, it's like, I have not been in control.
Out of body experience for
Left and right and left and right. I think the man's been through ego death like 3 times now.
yeah.
You are now currently under the effect of the heroism spell.
Okay.
That was
You are immune to being frightened, and you will be gaining 20 temporary hit points
whoa.
at the start of each of your turns.
Whoa. That came from that monster we killed or the vision? Never mind. That wasn't me. Yeah.
That's a good question.
Great
That's a
question.
good question. Excellent question. Moving on.
But you snap back to yourself, and you're in the bowels of the Nautiloid.
What the hell?
Like I said, we need to get this.
Who is that?
This ship. Who's what? We need to get this ship ready to go so we can salvage as much as we can. Scrog, are you all right?
Scarrick having a moment. Who is that, Valen? Who is what? Anyway.
Anyways,
If you, for instance, are you okay? It's like, I don't know.
Can you keep it together at least for like 20 minutes so we can get this?
Yeah, we're good.
Wrapped
Let's
up.
go. Let's go.
And I'm gonna.
And I was
I'm gonna start heading upstairs, like not confident with that. Yeah, let's go that he just gave me. And I'm like, we don't even have 15 minutes. So I'm like trying to hurry up and get everyone moving here.
You come up to the top floor, or not the top floor, but up to where the Jasper is, and you can see two of his little claws sort of poking around the side, waiting and watching for you.
Ah!
I'm sorry.
Hey, we gotta get this ship out of here for salvage. Part of our mission over here. You good to kind of just like split? What do you need here?
You said I was free to go. I will be free to go. May I go now?
I mean, yeah, just don't like suck out any of our brains on our way.
Immediately before, as soon as you say yeah, he scuttles out and heads up the stairs.
Okay, problem solved. And I'm gonna like turn around to the rest of the crew as I'm sure they saw me like get all squirmish and and then I'm gonna be like, you would do the same thing. And then I'm gonna be like, let's get this thing moving here quick. I want to get back to Brawl. We've got some unfinished business at a tavern there.
You come back to the main Spelljammer helm, and you can see that the helm itself seems mostly intact, though there is still a headless mind flayer within it.
I'm gonna push it off with my rapier.
Roll a Constitution save for me, please. No,
Nah,
I'm just kidding.
solid.
It falls off without an issue. It falls over without an issue and thumps on the floor.
No corpse maggots?
Not that you can tell.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
How's it
I
looking?
guess I'll.
How's it looking, Czar? Can you fly this thing?
I'm gonna sit in the chair and find out.
This hunk of bolts fly or what?
Let's find out. Pop a nice little seat in the chair.
You have your seat, and you immediately feel your consciousness connect to this, what once was a creature.
Ooh.
The whispers of thoughts long past brush against your consciousness and against your psionic mind palace, as it were. All of a sudden, all of its attention turns on you, and you feel overwhelmed for a moment before you realize it's the ship attempting to interface with you.
This is why you don't drift with a kaiju. Come on, we saw that movie.
I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Sure thing. 30-20.
Oh, baby.
After a moment, the piercing mental attack ceases, and you feel a tension ease from the machine that is this ship. It's a biological machine, and it seems to accept you.
All right. I'll shout out and say, "Yeah, I think she'll fly."
Well, Captain General Czar, take us to Brawl. And then I'm going to start looking around the ship to see if there's anything I can prepare to make the travel.
Want to notify the other ship? This
Travel.
one's operated by us.
Yeah. I'll kind of prep everything around and pass word to the other ship that we're going to be heading to the Rock of Brawl shortly. And
Actually, Tin Man will happily deliver that message himself. He has no interest in staying aboard this monstrosity.
yeah, I mean, if you don't want to stand in line to take this thing for a twirl, by all means, one less person I got to wait behind. And I'll patiently wait for an opportunity to drive one of these things, but also be like getting the ship ready for salvage, prepping it for.
Anytime you're not readying it for salvage, you're standing on the side of the room, really awkwardly staring at Czar. It's like, can I go?
Mom, it's my turn. Mom said it's my turn to pilot the Nautiloid.
Just stanced up in the doorway. It's my turn.
You need a break? You gotta use the restroom?
Mom said you get an hour.
And yeah, I'll just be assisting Czar as we pilot this commandeered ship and ensuring that we can make it safe passage with 2 ships and half the crews.
As you wait there for a moment for the Galatine to come in and to inform them of what's happening, Mert takes a step aboard the Nautilus and looks around. Well, I'm not sure you're gonna get that inside the Rock of Brawl. Not a lot of people trust ships like these. Well, just from the look itself could send people scared.
Not to mention the possible infestation of tadpoles that tend to accompany these things.
Quite. That would be devastating.
Well,
so, if I may make a suggestion.
Yeah, yes, of course.
I would suggest that perhaps we bring it closer to Rock of Brawl, but leave it a distance away with one of your own on it to keep an eye, and we let the powers that be know it is here. I do believe there are some scholarly folk that would be interested in this particular piece.
I don't like it. It ain't pleasant. But the reality is, it is a whole ship. It's worth something to someone. We just gotta play smart about it.
Yeah, I mean...
Deal.
You're starting to understand. There's always something worth something to someone.
I will have to strike this from my report, but I don't see that being too big of an issue.
Well then, Mert, if you don't mind, I'll be jumping over to the other ship now. Best of luck.
Yeah, it's like Skark's still kind of skeeved out with the gold, like ichor on him. He's like, yeah, Yuvalan, have fun with your reports. I'm going to shower.
As you step past Mert, you see he inhales. Far be it from me to ask, Skarok, but were you doing drugs down there?
Skarok!
You're
a hero, man!
This is all the scent of Hero Maid.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Well, we'll explain it on the way to Brawl, but we're gonna need to get you detoxed immediately.
Heroes don't do drugs. Don't you remember the
No.
1980s arcade ads? Come on.
True.
Regardless,
Winners don't do drugs.
I don't know. Is Skarok feeling like a winner right now?
I mean, I probably am feeling about like $1 million. Like, Skark is usually not this jovial when out in combat. So, yeah.
He's skeeved, but he's feeling pretty good about it.
Well, he literally cannot be frightened right now. I believe we should find some detox for you quick, my friend. And Hero Maid is not a kind drug.
Someone get this man some Narcon.
Skarok literally goes from like that voice of like, hey, I'm really like super high to also like that person that realized they ate the wrong brownie went, what? What do you mean?
What do you mean that was too much?
Czar and Tin Man, when Mert says the phrase Hero Maid, this triggers something. You recognize that word. It was a newer, very popular drug that was making the rounds among mining communities and underground elements in the belt.
What?
Mm-hmm.
From what you heard, it made folk feel invincible.
Yeah, that checks.
Yeah, we can't be peddling in dope here, boys. We got to make sure we clean up our acts. Grog, are you all right? He's just nonverbal.
Just completely nonverbal.
He knows he should be afraid, but he's physically incapable of being frightened right now.
That's gonna be it.
Something's weird. I think I'm really hungry.
I'm all right.
We are going right past the PG-13 mark, I think.
Uh,
Okay, so
Yes, let's get you down into the Galatine, my friend. And he'll sort of take your body arm over.
While me and Czar are on the other ship, and he's piloting it, I'm gonna try to use my time to figure out a little bit of information about the ship, see if there's any documents, where it came from, who was the initial pilot, or just anything. I know it's probably all been picked through, but there's got to be something that I can kind of deduce here.
From what you understand of your knowledge of mind flayers, which, while distant is also not extensive, you do have a basic working knowledge, as most do in the Astral Sea. Nautiloids are typically living ships that interface with a host, or the lead, the captain of that ship. They do not be considering everything is psionic, unlike what you're used to. There is no documentation.
It kind of
said,
it's inherent to the user.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Right.
Your search for details does lead you back to the cargo hold, this time with the cloth over your mouth as you're prepared. And with the bodies themselves, you do notice several small glass vials tucked into pockets. Most are empty. You find one that is still full of a glistening gold liquid.
Oh boy, this is definitely going in my report. And I'm gonna put it in my pocket and not really say anything, but kind of just keep it to myself that I found it.
that sounds like some dirty cop stuff.
You now have a vial of Hero Mate.
He's gonna take that next time we encounter a clown.
What do you think about that?
What do you mean when next time we
No.
encounter a clown?
He's just a random clown.
It's just gonna be Don Johnson, Miami Vice style.
I'm gonna hold on to it and keep on to it and try to investigate its origins to try to get to the bottom of this. This isn't anything that Valen wants to partake in, and if anything, he'd try to bring it down quickly. So, just the start of an open investigation to this heroism going on. Gotta put a stop to it.
True gangstar never relies on drugs.
So, over the next hour, Czar and Valen, you stay on the Nautiloid to get it up and running. You see as Rybeck and some of the other crew hook the Nautiloid up to the Galatine to ostensibly give it a tow, understanding that it can move on its own, but also appearances mean something.
Probably shouldn't.
Yes.
That's a good point.
So while you're the person in the car that's being towed that keeps a hand on the wheel just to make sure it doesn't turn off the road. You limp your way towards the Rock of Brawl. Find my spot here. It doesn't take long before you break free from the reef and you finally see a bright gem of a city in the distance. It appears from this distance as a stone on the bank of a river wore down to a smooth, uniform shape. But as you grow closer, you can see the strata of population lines and the clear definition between the sections of the city. Closest to you are the spider web-like docks that jut out from the near face of the rock, and compressed against the docks are the myriad structures of homes, stores, guilds, and taverns. The streets seem to move with the number of folk pouring through them. And further up, you can see the order and more open planning of Mid-City. Clearer and easier to see as its airspace is not nearly as occluded by the smoke and pollution of buildings in the Low City, the crafting buildings of the Low City. Between Mid-City and the palace, lastly in the distance you see a shining palace that seems to catch and reflect the ambient light of the Astral Sea to radiate a luster of color that belies its name, Skyhaven. Between Mid-City and the palace, a sparkling lake with an enormous glacier settled in the center draws your eye. As you watch portions of the glacier fall free and create splashes in the water similar to a child during bath time, though far enough from the shore as to avoid disrupting the citizenry. For all its splendor, the Rock of Brawl appears as a belabored whale, dutifully carrying along those who have taken residence on its stony back. Suddenly, you draw to a halt. Ahead of you, you see a bombard, and ahead of that, you see a line of other ships. You're still about an hour out from Brawl, but you can see as from different directions and locations and distances, ships start to filter in and join this line. You're packed between other ships, and you can see in the distance as a swarm of jammer bikes seem to be going from ship to ship, each in a line about 5 ahead of yours right now.
Oh, they're doing inspections. Wonder what it is this time.
Mert muses.
Well, if you have anything extra legal, I suggest you tuck it away.
Good thing Graves isn't here for this.
I think
Who's
he would count as
Graves?
extra legal.
Eject button for all these corpses on this ship.
I would take Valen prepping the ship for salvage as also getting rid of the corpses. The blood, maybe not, but the corpses, yes.
Is Skarok
Openly.
still high?
Skarek you are still under the effect of heroism.
All right, if that's the case, like when he says it's like, oh, you know, get rid of anything illegal, Skarok literally just starts.
Inspection.
Tweaking.
Yeah, it's like, what about me? Am I okay now?
Hey.
10 man.
Hey, don't
10 man
freak out, but the
looking over
police
at
are coming.
Skarok, is gonna nudge Mert in the side. On a perfect day, I would assume we wouldn't have to worry about that. But I get the feeling you're used to occasionally having to worry about that.
Mhm.
Do we have any smuggling holes on board?
I'm glad you asked. Yes, we do.
He takes you to the cargo bay, and he says,
The fun thing about these old Galatine models, there's always openings and little hidey holes you can find.
he takes away a panel in the cargo bay, and he motions to Skarok.
If you're concerned, feel free.
Come on, Skarok.
No, I think-
I'll join
no.
you.
No, I think I'm okay. I think I just need some fresh air. And can I go out onto his balcony, because there was that little like sky deck, right?
Yeah, I'll take us back to the Galatine.
Like where
Alright,
the
suit yourself. 10 man's gonna duck in and like close himself up.
He just has the sweats. I'll be okay.
Oh, I'm
His eyes
a
are
bit
completely
hot,
dilated.
and I'm gonna turn into a tree. I need some air. Just turn into a tree.
I need to get some air.
Oh, snap.
I just need to get some air real quick, and I'll be okay if I get
Sir,
some
have you
air.
always had that tree aboard your spell jammer? Oh yeah, you kidding me? It's great. Haven't you ever seen One Piece? We get fruit every month. Come on.
Are you kidding me? It has impeccable shade. I take the shade with me.
This is a gift ship, as you know, and this helps to recycle the air. Very important, very ahead of its time, very green.
You don't understand. This is a living ship. It's just a very new living ship.
Yeah, I am gonna hold on to the small amount of drugs I have in my pocket, and then kind of just think like, they won't find it.
We're sitting here, Tin
They
Man
won't find it.
smuggling himself away. Skarok is just hiding in order to avoid being even considered. And this man who has literally got narcotics on him is like, nah, it's fine. Don't even worry about it.
Has that tree always been there? No, I haven't. Well, the tree would know better than us.
Oh, the tree would know better than us.
Yeah. Has the tree always been there? Yes, I have. You've never seen me here. I've always been here.
Well, it would know better than us.
Yeah, he's pretty talkative for a tree, but he would know better. All right. You can see as the jammer bikes sort of work their way closer and closer. Tin Man, not Tin Man, sorry. Czar, you'd be the one most likely to pay attention to this. But you see as each stop they make, they seem to take about 20 minutes. The third one ahead of you, you notice after a moment, it is that they go in, 20 minutes past, they mount back up on their bikes, and the ship is pulled out of line, lifts up, and then heads directly for Brawl. Your line moves up. They're now in the ship 2 ahead of you. And you can see seconds later, after they disembark onto this ship, they swarm. Every single individual on the jammer bike comes over, literally in a swarm of dozens, and swarm onto this ship. You hear the distant sounds of metal clanging on metal and the cough of muskets. And then suddenly the ship begins to list. And then it comes back under control, and you see one of the jammer bikes left on the dock while the rest move up to the next ship. The ship then lifts up and heads directly for Brawl. The ship in front of you takes 20 minutes. They disembark, and you move up. As you watch these jammer bikes approach, they are all of a uniform, sleek black. And on them, each individual is wearing a uniform. They have some sort of a guard uniform that you can tell. You would recognize them as the Vulcan Legion, which is the second largest militia on the Rock of Brawl and is often hired out as mercenaries, which is how you would know them.
Second largest behind.
Prince Andrew's own militia.
Fair enough.
You see as they approach, and one of them moves in closer, a hulking, muscly tiefling who's missing an eye that scars his lavender skin. He looks up and down the ship. Not often we get a tortoise ship through here. Yes, well, I like the exotic. And, the tree. You, he points to Valen. What's with the tree?
Is he on the tortoise ship? Because me and Valen are on the Nautiloid.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So he can only talk to Mert. Never mind then.
So we have no idea what's going on.
So
Because none of us are in that room right now. There's a whole conversation happening, and we just have to pray the dice are in our favor.
Then, Skarok, from your vantage point, you can see Mert speaking to this individual from a distance. You can't quite hear what they're making out, but he seems suspicious.
They're
You
making out.
watch.
Good to know.
You watch as his eyes sort of stop on you for a long moment. He seems to listen to what Mert's saying. He cracks a smile and nods. And then you see his attention turn to the Nautiloid.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Skarok was covered in gold, and then he turned into a tree. Is the tree still gold?
Yes,
The tree is-
some of the
What?
bark is gold. Yeah, like the fur pattern that it looks like some of that teal lichen is now gold.
Oh,
Who would
boy.
waste a psychotropic on a tree?
Okay.
Hmm.
That thought occurred, and I just had to clarify.
Skarok, I'd like you to make a perception check.
Oh, sure. Oh, can't click on that character sheet. Nope. No. This one.
I'm assuming Mert told the guy we're towing in a Nautiloid.
Oh, that's a 5. That's a
Ouch.
natural 1.
Oh.
Unless the hero made gives me advantage on those.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I got a
the-
6.
You see, as they continue to converse. I will roll these out loud. So, well, no, let's keep it.
Keep it behind
I
the
just-
screen.
I just imagine my leaves are starting to like fall down, trying to blow them out of my eye, but I can't see.
This is normal.
You watch from a distance, and you notice as Mert speaks extremely confidently. He sort of carries himself easily and affably, and he talks to this tiefling, this bulking tiefling, who you watch as his stony exterior starts to ease up. From the distance, you can tell the exhaustion of someone who's done a long, hard day's work. And that is what you see melt from this tiefling as Mert continues to speak with him. At one point, even joking about grabbing a canteen out of his lapel and handing it to him, and then taking a swig himself.
Okay, Mert knows how to work people. He
Mhm.
knows what he's doing. All right.
We're now getting
Alright.
hit with a DUI.
You hear a couple of brief words from your distance, and one of them is lobster. And as he hears lobster, you watch the tiefling's eyes light up, and he pulls out some device that looks like a small crab in his hands, and you watch as he clicks in each leg, and one of the claws turns to a different type of tool each time.
So cool.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Crustacean
My
army
multi-crab.
knife.
Multi.
Crustacean.
Crustacean army knife.
Yes. You watch from a distance as they seem to genuinely bond over this object, and after a moment, or after a short while, Mert pats him on the shoulder, and you can see as he very quietly slips a few silvers into the guy's pocket, and turns and waves away. I hope you have a wonderful day, sir. Hopefully
Mert's
we'll
the
see
kinda
you
guy-
again.
Who has no enemies?
And
Did he get gauntlets
rest
sent
of
to
you-
him?
Seeing that we're okay, Scarrock is gonna wave as the tree.
Oh no.
When he sees
No,
you
I won't.
leave.
Okay.
no, you already said it.
Yeah.
All right.
What the heck is with these rolls? Of all 8 of them, only one of them rolled above an 11.
Oh my lord.
Oh darn.
I see Mert
You-
didn't have to work hard.
You watch as you wave and then catch yourself. And one of the folks on the jammer bike sort of turns. He seems to be towards the back of the pack. He watches you waving, and you see a moment of clarity come over him. And he rips his patch off, throws it at the guy next to him, and zooms off.
They'll never believe you.
Nope, that's it. I'm done. I quit. I'm out.
Tin Man, you sit in the hold absolutely riddled with anxiety as this continues past 20 minutes. You don't hear anyone enter the ship, which gives you pause and a little bit of hope. But the anxiety is still there until you feel the ship lift and move and then sail the Rock of Brawl
Sweat and oil.
With the Nautiloid?
with the Nautiloid.
Yo, baby.
Let's go. Glenn, you were right. They didn't find your narcotics.
They never. We don't. No one knows about them. But yeah.
Scarrick,
I
there
was
is one
nervous,
piece of
actually. I
information
was
you
like,
do
real
pick up
life.
on.
Really nervous.
Sorry, go ahead. You do notice that the lead guard pulls off this clip from his chest and sort of turns it towards the Rock of Brawl. It looks very similar as you've seen Tin Man has one of these, and he sort of he looks like he's holding something in his hand, and he moves it past it quickly in a pattern, and you can see as it lights up, stops, lights up. Every time he passes it, the thing lights up. It seems to be some sort of Morse code that he's sending back to the Rock of Brawl. He's doing it in the open to clarify.
Okay. But nobody else is, because this is happening while Tin Man's still hidden, right?
Yes, you are literally the only person in a position to see any of this happen.
And can I see Mert?
You can see Mert turning and walking away.
I just as a tree, say, Mert, and I just point with one of my branches at the guy signaling.
Yes, it's common parlance out here.
That's okay.
Yes.
That's not the guy that ripped off his badge and zoomed away, right?
No.
Okay.
No, this is the lead guard.
Okay.
That one that Mert was talking to.
Okay.
Yes, it's common parlance, though I will admit I'm new to Arboreal sign language.
That's not so common parlance.
I will shrink back down into a bugbear and say,
a more
Tin Man.
understanding shape.
Scarrock calls to you, Tin Man, and the other two of you realize that as the ship is moving, you seem to be in the clear.
I
Tinman's
tell
gonna
you,
go ahead and pop himself out, mumbling something about filing off his serial number one of these days.
You know, I know a guy.
Are you using your I know a guy right now?
No.
Okay. Darn.
I'm gonna like hit like Czar's shoulder. I'm gonna be like, I told you you had nothing to worry about, even though no one knows I have something on me. And I'm gonna be like all nervous and then like scared, like no one even
Dude, straight up
asked.
carrying right now.
Yeah, like no one
I
even
knew
asked.
we had nothing to worry about.
I told you they wouldn't know. And he just kind of looks at me like, what? I'm like, never mind.
You sail the final hour.
I think Zard's just considering, you know, maybe it's whatever Scarrock was covered in. Whatever.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
You sail the final hour to Brawl itself and find the docks to be a claustrophobic cacophony of activity. Sereth guides the Galatine to a berth that will fit the stocky ship and settles in. For the rest, those of you on the Nautiloid, you are not allowed this close to Brawl. You have to leave the ship out at a distance. That
That's
said,
fine. I'll stay aboard that too.
Mikan actually abords and offers to helmet until it can be sold.
Does he need anyone else out here with him? Just lonely old Mikan all by himself?
You can see Fred and Cricklet step up behind him.
That's the
You see the
teamwork we
inseparable
need.
trio.
Okay.
We
I
won't.
trust these three. They're good.
We won't be long. I
do
promise.
too. I'm rather fond of Mikan. I will warn them that it does bite back as I disconnect from the ship.
Good to know, sir. I would expect nothing less from a Nautiloid.
And I'll follow Czar across to the other ship. Nice flying back there, guy.
The tow cable did most of the work, but it's appreciated.
Sereth guides the Galatine to a berth that will fit the stocky ship and settles it in. The ship jostles into position, and suddenly the crew break into a flurry of activity. Mert moves up to the unloading dock, staying out of the way, but steps up next to the rest of you. He smiles and looks at the city ahead of you.
I would recommend starting at the Happy Beholder. Large Luigi is an old friend of mine, well, acquaintance, and few step foot through the Rock of Brawl without also stepping foot within the Happy Beholder. As for a Jade Tsunami, you'll know what I mean.
Right.
But before that, enjoy yourselves. Grab a drink, start a fight, find a friend, whatever sails your jammer.
And I think that's where we'll end it for the night.
All right. We finally
All right.
made it to the Rock of Brawl, and we didn't rip each
I-
other's heads off,
I
guys.
would like to do a
Look at
little
us.
call out to Marina for having probably the best meme
Yes.
input of the night.
Hey,
So shout out to the JoJo.
hey, big shout out to everyone who tuned in tonight. Thank you so much. This was a great episode. We'll be back in another 2 weeks for episode 3 of season 2. We'll have the Mark edit up here this weekend, so get used to that. And we got a lot of cool projects coming down the line. A lot of fun things coming up that I can't really talk about yet, but that we're putting together that's going to be really cool. So stick around. Shout out us on all our socials. Say hi, drop a comment, share it with a friend, and we will see you next time. Mark, take us away.
Well, feel free to drop us a like, but if you don't do that, also make sure to wash your dice, and we'll see you in the stars.
Woo! See you guys later.